What if I told you that a single, simple blade of grass could have its own language? That it could tell a whole story about its identity, its family, where it belongs in the world? Well, guess what? It can. And today, we're going to learn how to read it.
Okay, so think about it. Grass is just the backdrop to our lives, right? It's in our lawns, our parks, all those fields we drive by. It's so common, so absolutely everywhere that we kind of stop seeing it. It just becomes invisible. But what if I told you that what you're looking at isn't, well, it isn't just grass. It's actually this huge, complex, and super diverse family of plants, and every single one has its own unique signature. So the real question is, are you really seeing the details?
Yep, you heard that right. The grass family, or Poaceae if you want to get technical, is one of the largest plant families on the entire planet. We're talking over 11,000 different species. That green carpet you think you're looking at, it's really this massive, intricate mosaic.
So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to completely change how you see the world around you. We're going to give you all the tools, all the clues you need to look closer, to notice those little details. Basically, to become a full-fledged grass detective. All right, every good detective needs to know the lingo of the crime scene, right? For us, that means getting a handle on the basic anatomy of a grass plant. So, let's open up our toolkit. Okay, first up is the most obvious part, the blade. The wide, flat part of the leaf that we all recognize. Simple enough, right? But here's the thing. The real clues are hidden right where this blade begins. Next up, we have the sheath. This is the part of the leaf that wraps around the stem, kind of like the collar on a shirt. It gives it support, it protects it. You can really think of it as the foundation for the blade. And that brings us to, honestly, the most important part of our whole investigation, the collar. This is the junction, that little transition zone where the blade and the sheath meet. And this is what's so crucial to remember. This tiny little area is where we're going to find most of the identifying fingerprints. But hold on. Before we get to those fingerprints, we got to make sure we're not chasing the wrong suspect. So our very first step is to check for imposters, and we do that by looking at the stem.
And here's a really cool, super simple test you can do. Just roll the stem between your fingers. If it feels triangular, you've got a sedge, not a true grass. You know the old rhyme, sedges have edges. Our suspects, the true grasses, will always have round or flattened stems.
All right, now that we've weeded out the imposters, let's zoom right in on that collar region. This, my friends, is where each grass species leaves behind its own unique secret fingerprint. So, we're looking for two key things here. On the inside, there's something called the ligule. It's like a tiny little barrier. And then on the outside, you might find auricles, which look like little claws or arms that wrap around the stem. Whether they're there or not, their shape, their size, those are our primary clues. The ligule alone can tell you so much. It's not just one thing. It comes in this incredible variety of shapes and textures. Let's just look at a few examples, and you'll see how this one tiny feature can completely crack a case. Okay, for example, take a look at this oat plant. See that? The ligule is this thin, clear, pointed membrane. It's super delicate and really distinct. But then, in other grasses, the ligule isn't a membrane at all. Instead, it's just this little fringe of tiny hairs, a totally different kind of clue. And look at this one, on a rye plant. The ligule here is short, it's stubby, and it's got this jagged, serrated edge. See? Another completely unique signature. And this is a perfect example of a key detective's rule. Sometimes, the absence of evidence is the evidence. Some grasses, like this barnyard grass here, have no ligule at all, and that very absence is one of its most defining features. Auricles, well, they tell a pretty similar story. They can be huge and clasping, kind of like these arm-like things on barley that just hug the stem. Or they can be super tiny, or, you guessed it, just like the ligule, they can be completely absent. Okay, toolkit assembled. We know the lingo, we know what clues to look for, so now let's put our new detective skills to the test and solve a couple of real-world cases. So here are our two suspects, Indian grass and switchgrass. Now both of these are native prairie grasses, but they each have a dead giveaway, a single clue that just cracks the whole case. For Indian grass, it's all about the auricles, and for switchgrass, the secret's in the ligule. Okay, let's look at Indian grass first. Zero in right on that collar region. You see those two stiff, upright little projections? Those are the auricles.
Botanists have this great nickname for them, a dunsite, or rabbit ears, because of that super distinctive shape. If you see this, you found Indian grass. Case closed.
All right, now for switchgrass. This plant is smooth, glabrous is the technical term, pretty much everywhere, except for one spot. Right there at the collar, it has this very dense, totally unmistakable tuft of white hairs for a ligule. It's almost like a tiny fuzzy mustache. This one single feature on an otherwise hairless leaf is the smoking gun for switchgrass.
So, there you have it. Just by learning to look for a few tiny features, the shape of a stem, a little fringe of hairs, a pair of rabbit ears, you've unlocked this whole hidden layer of the world around you. It's almost like you've learned to speak a brand new language.
So, the next time you're walking across a field or even just your lawn, I want you to stop for a second. Get down close. What are you going to find? Now that you've got the tools, what secrets are hiding in the grass, right there under your feet?